Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of See Jogo. Now, I am bursting with excitement about today's episode, not just because I'm wearing my Paris shirt, which is one of my favorite destinations in Europe, but because today I'm going to tell you all about one of my other favorite, probably number one destination in all of Europe. But before we get into it, I want to just invite you to subscribe to See Jogo. It's all things travel. It's all things about saving money while you travel and also family travel. So if those things interest you, subscribe, become a part of the family so that you will always get the goodies in our videos. Okay, so let's start talking about Mallorca. So I'm gonna admit that I had no idea what Mallorca was or where it was or that it was before I came to live in Europe. But in Germany, where I live, it's actually a very popular vacation destination and it's very affordable to go there from Germany. So quite a lot of German tourists go to Mallorca, and you'll notice if you go there that there are a lot of accommodations for Germans because I think they're amongst the prime source of tourists for Mallorca. So let's start by talking about where Mallorca is located. So Mallorca actually is a Spanish territory, but it's not actually in Spain, okay? It's found off of the coastline of Spain in the Mediterranean. It belongs to a group of islands called the Balearic Islands. Now, there are four of the Balearic Islands. There's Mallorca, which is the main one and the biggest one. There is Menorca, so close, right? There's Ibiza, and I'm gonna just read this because I can't remember it. I haven't been there. It's Formentera. So those are the four Balearic Islands. Now, how do you get to Mallorca? It's easy to get there from mainland Europe, I'd say, especially from Germany. There are many flights and it's easy to get there. Why do you want to go to Mallorca? Okay, guys, I'm going to be honest. There's nowhere that I've been to that has reminded me of home, that is Jamaica, as much as Mallorca. I am Jamaican. I'm used to beautiful beaches and a lot of places. I'm not saying this with like a kind of snobbishness. I'm saying it with, a kind of patriotic pride. That Jamaica has some of the most beautiful beaches, if not the most beautiful beaches I have seen to date. What I loved about Mallorca was that it mirrored that a lot. The beaches were breathtaking. They were beautiful. They were lovely. I think Mallorca is a great destination because it has beautiful beaches, great food, friendly people. It's sounding a lot like Jamaica. Yeah, beautiful beaches, friendly people, great food, and it has a lot of mixes in it. So when you go to Mallorca, it's a very eclectic experience. You have the tropical beach vibe, but what I loved was that there was also this enchanting old city, just like a short walk away from the central part of the city. And right where the central part of the city is, I guess you'd call it downtown, there's a beautiful, stunning beach right there that looks like it's a totally different place. It was just everything in walking distance and I loved it. So Mallorca, I would say, go if you want to just relax, if you want to enjoy nature, if you want to just chill on the beach, if you want to have fabulous food, if you want to have that old town charm of Europe. It's everything. It's paradise, guys. You gotta go, all right? So, all right, so what do you eat when you go to Mallorca? So first thing is sangria because it's Spain, right? And sangria is very common. So you want to have sangria, which is like a red wine and it has lots of fruits in it. You want to have that on the beach and just chill. The next thing that you want to try is okay, I'm not gonna say this right. So please, if you're Spanish, please correct me so I don't keep looking stupid when I say this. But I'm gonna put the word here. I think it might be pronounced an ensaimada. It's a nice pastry thing and you can have it with lots of different flavors. When you read the blog in the link below, I'll tell you where I got mine, and it was a super great cafe that was recommended to me from a friend who had previously gone to Mallorca. It was affordable, it was yummy, so you can find that information in the link. And then the next thing you want to try are tapas because it's Spain, right? And I love the tapas that I had there. In Spain, in those areas of Spain near the coastline, you can get really fresh seafood. So like calamaris are very popular and they present really yummy tapas. Again, in the blog I referred where you can go for great tapas at an affordable price. That's where I went. The service was friendly. It was very English speaking friendly and I had some delicious stuff. It was so good. I loved it. So tapas, ensaimadas, and sangria, you want to try that and it's very lovely. Another thing that I really loved about Mallorca was also on the beach, they tend to have these beautiful sand castles that are just so artistic, and it's lovely. So guys, I actually want to go back. You want to go with me? The part of Mallorca that I went to was Palma, which is the city, the capital city. So I didn't go to the northern part, which I've heard is also very beautiful, and I actually only went for a day. That's another thing about my trip. I went for a day. I literally flew in the morning and flew out the evening. It was crazy. It was like a nice adrenaline rush, and I had an amazing time. Even though I just went for a day, I went to go to two beaches. I saw the old town. It was fabulous. I got fabulous pictures, and here's a fun thing. When I was on the beach, look at what I heard. Okay, so we're in Mallorca, in Spain, and what music do you hear? Jamaican music, of course. Nothing but Jamaican music. See, I told you, it's basically Jamaica in Europe, right? It's basically Jamaica in Europe. So if you're Caribbean, I think you want to check out Mallorca. It's really nice. So, of course, everywhere, even Paradise, has, its downsides. What did I not like so much about Mallorca? I think the transportation was the main glitch that I had. So, it is in Europe, but it really does have that tropical laid-back vibe, which is great, but sometimes that can also have some negative implications. So with that laid-back vibe, I found that the buses kind of felt like they just came whenever they wanted to. And it was very difficult to figure out like how to get from place to place, because the bus schedules weren't very descriptive, they weren't very informative, which is kind of not characteristic of Europe. I got proper lost. In my little one-day trip where I only had a few hours on the island, I was like, oh my gosh, I am proper lost. So I wish the transportation was more efficient and was more self-explanatory, but I will say that it is reliable to get from the airport by the bus to like the main part of the city. And if you want more information about transportation, again, the blog has all the details. Remember, I tried to keep this short, and then if you want in-depth info, blog has it all. So yeah, the transportation was the main thing I didn't like, but the people were really nice, and I just absolutely had an amazing, refreshing time in Majorca. One thing I want to share with you so that you avoid embarrassment like I did is that, before I went to Mallorca, before I go to places, I always research. And I was told in an article that you may need to like fan down the bus, right? To get them to stop. So I went, and the bus was coming, and there I was, my enthusiastic tourist self fanning the bus, and the bus driver laughed at me. So don't fan down the bus, okay? I wouldn't recommend that, or else it might be very clear that you're not from there, and you might get somebody like giggling at you. So yeah, that was thing. And another thing with the bus was I ended up, because of how unclear it was in terms of where the bus was going and where to get the bus, I ended up getting on the wrong bus, and then I had to come off, and I had to pay for another fare because like the fare didn't transfer, and it was quite stressful. So I mean, if you could rent a car, that's awesome. If you prefer to take a taxi, you could do that. If you want an adventure, take the bus, or just have a little bit of patience with yourself because you might not get it right the first time. But it worked out, and I had an awesome time. So guys, I would totally recommend Mallorca 100%. It's a clear 10 out of 10. Let me know when you're going so I can come with you. So remember, check out the blog for all of the additional details, and thanks again for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time on See Joelle Go. Let's see where we're going next. Ciao.